is officially upon us. It is D-Day. How lucky are we? Here we are to listen to the brand new project from SUGA of BTS, aka Agust D. The military uses this term for an invasion or just military purposes, and they're gonna have to change the entire definition because it's officially now owned by one SUGA. Album just came out. It just came out. I did wait a little bit for what I thought was a slightly more reliable source as far as lyrics go and lyric videos go. It's still not like the go-to source, I feel like, but I don't know when they'll be uploading. So as opposed to waiting, I'm just gonna jump in and, you know, have you guys help me out as always with what I might have missed and what I'm definitely bound to miss, especially with a SUGA project. Like, there's gonna be so many lyrics just flying at us and they're gonna have so much meaning, but I'm here for all of it, man. I'm here for every bit of it. For anyone interested, I did check out Agust D's first 2 mixtapes, Agust D and D2, I believe. All that stuff is on Patreon for anyone interested in supporting and interested in my reaction to all that content. It's a lot of SUGA. Also a ton of other BTS exclusive stuff on there for anyone that's interested in supporting and just hanging out for a lot of hours. You can go sign up. We do giveaways every month. There's a Discord on there as well, real tight community. And again, that link is in the description for anyone interested. Okay, if you're watching this, you probably know that I just listened to SUGA's earlier 2 mixtapes, so I couldn't possibly be more prepared mentally, physically, emotionally. So let's just dive in, guys. Let's just do it. Let's just jump into this thing and have a good time. This first track is the title track. It's D-Day. I'm so excited. Feels edgy already. It's got like an edge to it already.
Future's gonna be okay. Okay, look at the mirror and I see no pain.
That already, that's like a, he can't do that. He can't do that. That is like a fucking punch to the gut, especially because I just listened to the last project and I know, and he's so vulnerable on there and he's just so free to share all his pains with us as a listener. And for him to just open up the album with so much optimism like that is really painful in a good way, because it's like, it's optimism. But following that project, it is like it makes me want to go back to that project now and just have a very personal crying session to it because of this line right here.
Future's gonna be okay, look at the mirror and I see no pain.
That's the look at the mirror line is directly, I look at the mirror and I see no pain. And that makes me think of the Burn It Down song, right? That's like a direct reference, I feel like. I mentioned Post Malone in the last project, the last couple, and I feel like we're leaning even more in that direction with a song like this to open the album off.
Time for some paycheck and I'm riding downtown. Switch over, time taking it over. D-Day's coming, it's a fucking good day. 이 나를 위해서 여지껏 미를 가린 듯해.
Okay, we know that reference.
A fucking good day. 이 나를 위해서 여지껏 미를 가린 듯해. 어쩌면 어리숙해 던지난 나를 이젠 over. 미움이 가득한 세상에 중요한 저도 uk불 필요하네. 여고 춤추는 강습에서도 찬란하게 꽃 피우기에 아둥바둥 남과 비교 열정 감작이 혐오 이런 것들로 향해 오늘부로 총구를 겨눠 당신은 무엇인가.
Oh man, I haven't looked at any of those lyrics. His flow is just so nice on that. Starting right after this, I think. Starting right here, he like doesn't stop and he didn't even finish when I took it back. And that's one of my favorite things about him. It's like, it's his, and I mention this all the time, but it's not just his lyricism. His lyricism is a whole nother level, but it's also his flow. He does fast rapping. He also knows how to slow it down. His cadences, like, it's all just filthy. He's such a professional rapper. He's so in tune with his craft and knows what he's doing, and like, what he just does here is a perfect example.
Even in
the mud, that lotus flower blooms even in the mud. Even in the mud. Wow. Break down things like limits, fool. Basically calling you a fool for not seeing things with an expanded view, like viewing things with a limited view. Don't ever open-minded sugar. Oh man, come on, every line. If you can't avoid it, face it. Hope it ends up hurting just enough. Yeah, because that makes me think of other lines from his past albums. Like you have to embrace mistakes. You have to, like, it's okay. You have to embrace stuff you're afraid of. And if you feel that hurt, then that's a good thing. Something right is happening. Yeah. Man, this entire emphasis, this whole started from the very start of the verse all the way up until now, and he's still going on an emphasis on the difficulty that life is, but you still have to just go out there and do what you can. I mean, that's kind of makes me go back to the line previous to in the first verse before the last chorus, where he said, like, even if there's a little bit of pain, like, you have avoiding those fears of yours, you just have to full on face them. And it's gonna be okay. Your future's gonna be okay. World covered with loath. He topped the mud line. The lotus blooms once again in the world covered with loath, which is an even bigger obstacle than mud. This chorus is gonna hit so hard in concert next week. Okay, look at the mirror and I see no pain. I die for real. I know this starts the album, so it's kind of an easy prediction and a little bit of a lazy prediction, I guess. But I feel like this is gonna open the show because you want to come in with that energy, right? That's this chorus for sure. And then you open the show on an optimistic tone lyrically too, which is the entire song. I feel like this is the opener right here, and that's got me hype. Okay, way to open up the album. Next song is HAEGEUM, and I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I looked up the meaning of that, and apparently it means allowing something that was forbidden. So already pretty interesting to start off. This is the music video also. Is this gonna be a movie? Oh, is this gonna be like a legit movie? Okay, jacked your chopsticks. Those are mine now. What's he gonna do with those? Get the walk. Look at the swaggy walk.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna throw down. Those are a weapon.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, this song is forbidden and accepted. Embrace it. And you start off with like stabbing someone and blood gushing everywhere, which kind of is something that would feel kind of like a forbidden thing or this type thing. Clever start. Just get on board. Oh my god. That bass, that bomb is filthy. Oh, that is nice. The production on this is nice. Oh, it's slow on. Oh, this is so good. Wait, because this is hurting. This is hurting me because the song is so good. I don't know what's happening. He's a cop and he's also a criminal. Is he both at the same time? Hold on. I don't know. I can't. It's so hard to watch the music video and pick up on the story because the song is that good. This is so good. I hope this finishes strong so I could do the whole like potential, like one of the best songs of the year by the end of this year for this song. What's that line? Freedom of expression could still lead to could be the reason for somebody's death. Could you still consider that freedom? Wow, he's saying be careful with your words, man. Words matter. Words fucking matter. You must remember to differentiate from freedom from self-indulgence. Be free and let this song be what represents freedom, and to accept freedom, right? All that is forbidden, take it back and accept freedom. But make sure you know the difference between freedom and self-indulgence, because it's that self-indulgence that gets people hurt. Lyrically, fuck, man, this is so good. This is like one of the best solo songs I've heard from any of these guys. This is up there. This is fucking like shot right up there. This song is so good. That's such a fucking, like, blow my mind.
다른 해금 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복잡되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 해금 이 노래는 해금 올라타봐 지금 복잡되는 리듬 어쩌면 이 또한 또 다른 쏟아지는 소원들은 상상의 자유들을 금지시킨 가동시의 사상의 통일성을 원해 왜 내 머리 앞에 각종 오인수는 눈을 가리고 이제는 생각에 좌우조차 범의 각종 논란들은 판단들의 혼란들을 야기시키고 또 쉴 틈 없이 생산되네 과연을 금지시킨 건 무엇일까
I don't know what he's saying. This is him at his best. This is him at his best. This is him at his best. Hold on, what is he saying? It's the flow. Endless influx of information prohibits freedom of imagination and seeks conformity of thought. So basically, you're not like, your imagination is sort of being suppressed by this endless influx of information. He's saying to think for yourself. That's what he's saying here. Seeks conformity of thought is like they're trying to shape your thoughts with this endless information. What he's saying, be a free thinker. Let yourself be liberated by this HAEGEUM, however you say it. Again, also look at him, man. I pause this in the perfect place. Look at this man. The fact that he gave us this song is... This is historic, I feel like. He's so good. What are the lyrics? All the controversy incessantly triggers confusion in judgment. That's just say, yeah, they're confusing you. Like, it's just more of the think for yourself type sentiment he's getting across here. Slaves to YouTube is, it's kind of like that's kind of what I was thinking too. Part of it is a lot of this is media that just gets, you know, fed to us over and over and over, regurgitated, and we take all of it as Bible essentially. Like, we form our personalities and our thoughts and the way that we perceive everything around everything that's thrown right at us, as opposed to thinking for ourselves often. And a lot of that's what he's kind of saying here. And some of the stuff that does get, obviously, like, I'm a fucking YouTuber, so I'm always gonna support that platform and its ideals, but it's really more so about certain things that get pushed in your direction that are meant to make you think a certain way, less so than like entertainment and stuff like that. Slaves to flexing, man. Slaves to flexing. It's social media telling you that you got to look and be perceived a certain way, like, and then people that are out here flexing are only doing it because they see other people doing it, and they're like, oh, this is what I have to do. To also some of it's masculinity as well. Like what he's touching on in this song, it's everything. It's just fucking everything. This is the best song I've heard this year. This is it. This is the one. Putting shackles on each other. Yeah. Oh shit. I haven't paid attention to the video in so long, but it's a fucking movie though. He doesn't give a fuck about the money. This is so awesome. I feel like they're shoving his face into this thing, and I feel like that's society shoving our faces into what they try and feed us, right? And he pulled out a gun from it because he creates his own reality. And I feel like that's kind of what's happening here. Like this is the actual SUGA here, and this, you know, cute shirt right here, this cute top with the leaves on it and stuff. And then the other SUGA is like the SUGA that would be the SUGA, you know, if he just let society and culture and all these things just really get to him, and he was flexing and all this stuff like that. He said, I win. This is legit a movie. This is legit a movie. He still has freedom, even in the cop car. How often do you see someone in the backseat of the cop car enjoying their time like that? Enjoying the ride. The chopsticks, where they at? It's the simple pleasures, man. After all that, it's just like, and now I just get to have dinner, which is an indulgence that I choose. I made this choice because it's like, it's big and it's little. Sometimes it's as simple as like something like that, and then the chopsticks that he took from somebody else and then killed like the big guy, whoever that was. Like, I'm sure it represents some sort of like the head of a corporation or something, or someone trying to suppress him, basically, because that's what it's about. The dude at the end that he shot, even though it was him, it was someone else trying to suppress him. That's what it is at every turning point, every place that he's had to stop somebody. That's what they've represented. This is fucking nuts. I don't ever really, like, sometimes, but it's not often that I finish a music video and my first thought is, usually it's when I finish a movie or like a amazing cinematic TV show that tells an amazing story, especially with cinematography. It's not often I finish a music video and my only thought is, oh, holy fuck, I need to watch this on my big screen TV in my living room. Because I watch this on a desktop, so it's only so large that I'm watching this on. I need this blown up. I need to take in every single aspect of what I just saw on a large screen, because this is a movie. This is not a music video. This is a movie, and it's a amazing message. And I can't get over. How is this on the album? This could be its own album. This one song. I gotta listen to 8 more tracks after this. I don't want to move past this. I don't. This is that good. This made me really happy. If it's not obvious, I gotta somehow. I'm legit gonna take a little bit of a break before I move on to the rest of the songs because this really fucked me up like that. I'll follow the HAEGEUM song with "Ha," which is a song featuring J-Hope. Suga, you can't. He follows that song with a song featuring J-Hope because the energy is only going to stay the same. That like we're not going to lose an ounce of energy because we got J-Hope on the track. All right, let's jump into this.
What the shit do you know about me? What the shit do you know about me? Every shit if you wanna be like.
Damn.
You wanna be like. You wanna be like oh me. This is you wanna be like. 공수네 공수고 그 말은 내게 해당한데 헛수고 하얘가 촌스러 음악은 나 새끼들이 약박이 바빠 학생이 춤춰 대구에서.
That's self-explanatory. I don't have to break that down. But the fact that he is not shy to say what's on his mind, I am always going to be a fan of him for that. Oh, source of the music is the karma I've piled from where I'm from. Everyone that did me wrong from where I'm from is the source of my music. And you can feel that in his energy every time. J-Hope's gonna go nuts on this. J-Hope is gonna do his thing on this beat. I can already feel this is such a J-Hope beat. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Flex on him. If you already complex. Online is quite different from reality, so get a life, live it. Everyone talking shit with those, you know, the Twitter fingers or the keyboard warriors. Like, just cut it out. Cut it out, man. Just get over it. I'm great. I do this. Online is quite different from reality. Amazing. If your life isn't shit, oh, at least try to. You know that he had to have one. This whole song is addressing haters. And he's had to have at least one song just purely addressing haters. And this is the one. It's Ha.
Whatever you do, no matter what you do, no matter what you say,
go ahead.
Whatever you have, no matter what you know, no matter what you make, 난 너에 대한 모든 부분이에요. 같이 여기에요. 무슨 할 말이 필요해요. 스텝은 깊게요. 손 내보기도 쉽게.
Wait, is that? Hold up.
내 할 일을 해도 내가 길을 가도 화제가 되기에 화제를 되기에 내 플랜은 지켜. On the street keep there. 내 스텝은 깊게요. 손 내보기도 쉽게.
Is he talking about, I mean, basically when he gets back?
이제 모여기도 시스템 과열이 된 기계 안녕 경험 참고 말을 못 참게 이거 내가 주는 feedback.
He came in and slid on that beat just like I thought he would. Love J-Hope coming on a track with Suga and talking about his adversities as well, you know, and again just addressing like what for you to just assume that he'll be down at all at any point is just wrong. I mean, this is just a go hard play in the car. If you got like a nice stereo system in your car that really plays some bass nicely, this song is gonna slap so hard. I have a pretty decent stereo system, I will say, and I'm looking forward to that. Like the car just shaking, not in a neighborhood where I disturb people. I'll do it in a place that's not disturbing the peace. Or I just could be like Suga on HAEGEUM and fucking do what's not accepted. All right, the next track is Amy GDAL, Experiencing of Emotions, let's just call it, is what this is. Oh, we're getting emotional. Yeah.
I don't know your name.
Oh. So pretty.
I don't know your name. I don't know your name. 요즘 기분은 어때?
Oh, he sounds good.
I don't know your name. 요즘 기분은 어때 1993 내가 태어난다 엄마 심장에 수술 알아 너 연애 자취하고자 하나씩 마야네 달러 어서 나를 구해줘 마야네 달러 어서 나를 꺼내줘 마야네 달러 그래 참 별의별 일이 많았지 길가에 너무 심장시계 소리 전하지 못했던 내 사고 소식 가스켓줄 중에 걸려 온전한 아버지의 가난 소식 최선의 선택들이 맞아섰길 그 또한 모두 지나가버렸길 그래서 이 수많은 고통은 날 위한 것일까 끊임없던 시련은 날 죽이지 못하고 다시금 나는
hold up. Okay, so he's everything is past. They were hoping they were the best choice. They're just kind of hoping the news of my accident, I couldn't tell. So he got into an accident himself and he couldn't tell them.
길가에 너무 심장시계 소리 전하지 못했던 내 사고 소식 가스켓줄 중에 걸려 온전한 아버지의 가난 소식
Liver cancer. That's so much at the same time. His mom was having heart problems. His dad had liver cancer. He had his own issues. Got a lot of information together at the same time, and it's a lot of heavy shit. I mean, that's a lot to deal with. And I feel like he's making the best of it with this line right here. Like, it's already happened, so I'm just hoping for the best.
내 선택들이 맞아섰길 그 또한 모두 지나가버렸길 그래서 이 수많은 고통은 날 위한 것일까 끊임없던 시련은
And the never-ending hardships weren't able to kill me. I bloom with his flower again. That's an incredible line because he talked about the lotus flower blooming through the mud, and then it blooms through. Wait, I forgot what he says after that, but it's through loathing, through the world's loathing. Right, the lotus flower continues to bloom, and it continues for it to bloom through those things, and it blooms through his pain, his hardships that he's gone through via the sickness of his parents. I wonder if that's just the best choice. Next is the second best, because the best choice would be to have your parents here, happy and healthy. But you don't get that, so then you just take the second best choice because you just kind of make what you will out of the situation. You're just trying to make the best out of everything, and that's like first of all, that's serious maturity. It's incredible maturity to get to that point in life. It's easy to just fall apart, let it all come crashing down, and not only is it easy, like it's easy because people would understand, but to get to a point where you can make a song like this is really powerful. Next best. There's nothing I can do. Pretty emotional song. That's a pretty emotional song. I feel like it's super powerful too because it's on an album. What's it, the fourth or fifth track on the album? It's the fourth track on the album, and think about what we've gotten so far. You just don't see it coming. It just kind of comes out of nowhere. It's so poignant and powerful, and it follows tracks that you just, again, don't see it coming because of the tracks it follows. And I feel like that almost makes it hit even harder. This man and what he's been willing to share with us, I feel like I hope that I know there's a large appreciation for him and for all that. I just hope it's as big as it possibly can be, because when you put this kind of stuff down onto paper and you record it and write it and you release it, your support system has to be really strong, and he has that with the boys. He has that with the fans. I just want it to be like the biggest it can possibly be. I want to give him a big old hug, man. And I know it wouldn't even be, I know it wouldn't even be like a sad hug because of the song, right? Like he's trying to make the best out of the situation, so it'd be more of like a healing, happy hug, despite all the terrible shit that's been thrown in his direction. All right. Wow, I need another break. Few off-camera tears. We can move on to SDL. He's really singing on this album, huh?
I'm thinking about 당신은 누굴 사랑하는가 또 누굴 생각하는가 또 누굴 기억하는가 또 누굴 미워하는가 누굴 위해 사는가 또 누굴 위해 우는가 누굴 위해 우는가 이것이 사랑 아닐까 사랑이란 단어의 그 거창한 덕에 But I'm thinking about you Somebody does
He's singing on here without effects either. Like, it's just his straight vocal. It's such an advantage to be able to actually have a nice voice like this and be able to sing a chorus and sound really great. And like when you're a rapper, it's a great advantage because you can create hooks and melodies like this. You can have actual choruses where you sing and then you can rap on the verses like he's doing here. It's like such an unfair advantage. Who's the vote? There's another vocal on here. I don't know who it is. I like this line a lot. Memories are bound to become glamorized as if it's already hazy. Glamorizing a memory that you like put a distance in between because it is just a memory. And you sort of like ignore certain details of that memory. Extreme. Who's that female vocal on this? She can sing. I know it's not Ariana Grande because it's just not, but it sounds like Ariana. Oh, spring. That even rhymes in English. Spring day, fierce wave. Love sometimes feels like the pouring sunlight on a spring day. Before we know it, becomes a winter seas, fierce wave. I like the element. I like using the elements and especially in rhymes about love, especially because it really magnifies what that word is. And he said in the beginning of the song how big a word that word love is. And when you use things like the sun and like the waves, the ocean, there's as large as elements as you get, really. Somebody does love, but I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about you. The song is a vibe. It's one of those that it'll come on when you play the whole album and you won't skip it just because it sounds nice. He sounds really good on it and you're just vibing out to it. So I like that about it. Let's go on to, I'm still just overwhelmed by some of the other tracks. We have a music video, right? This is the next song, People Part 2 featuring IU. This was the original single, the first one, and I did not listen to it because I wanted to wait for the whole album. So let's jump into this thing. 이라는 말 어쩌면 순간의 감정의 날 조건이 붙인 나는 무엇을 사랑하는가 충분히 사랑받지 못한 나이 그래서 무엇보다 신중한 타입 나는 말에 원해 진중한 사 알잖아 영어는 못했어 잔잔한 파도에도 힘없이 쉽게 무너져 상실은 무엇 때문에 Wow, at the calmest of waves it comes crashing down. Forever is life is so precious. Life is so precious, and forever is obviously something that is going to, it's like its downfall is inevitable eventually, so let's enjoy these moments. Oh, it's the dread. It's not even the loss, it's the dread. It's the dread of it actually happening as opposed to it actually happening. Of course, when it actually happens, you're so sad, but just the idea of it and the anticipation of it is really what gets you down.
Too far away, you're gone. I know I have to know. Yeah.
Oh, puppy. Oh, this is nice. It's nice. Yeah. Ooh, we tore the sarcasm down. Not that calm wave that took the sand out. It was actually, we tore it down. We tore it down. Yeah, love is selfish. It's not just people that are selfish. Love is also selfish. It's all encompassing, man. If it's gonna work out, you have to. It has to have all of you involved, but people are selfish as well, and it's like this almost these two things lining up that create like a barrier within each other.
Far away, you're gone. I know I have to know.
Killing the vocals this whole album.
떠가는 사람 사랑의 끝은 과연 무엇일까 수많은 사람 스쳐간 사람 사랑은 사랑으로 완벽할까 그래 말야 이타적인 게 어쩌면 되려 이기적이네 널 위해 한다는 말은 곧 내 욕심이기에 욕심을 버리면 행복해지고 채우지 못한 반쪽짜리 허상 삶은 저항과 복종 사이의 싸움이라는데 내가 보기에는 외로움들 삶은 저항과 복종 사이의 싸움이라는데
resistance and submission, and that goes back to the greed line as well, and the half illusion. It's all about self-love, man. Like even if you're really down on yourself for not finding love, or if the love that you thought you had isn't working out for whatever reason, and he's stating many reasons, he stated his own reasons that his love didn't work out. Just, you got to give yourself that love. You have to give yourself that love no matter what. No matter if something didn't work out, no matter if you're not able to find something, ultimately, like, what you have is yourself. And think about that forever line too. Like, forever is such a precious thing as well. Life is a precious thing. Time is yet now. The time is now to love yourself. Oh, it just cuts off. No, there's more.
대부분 다 뭐 사람들한테 전달하고 싶은 이야기도 있지만 나 자신한테 이야기를 하는 것처럼 들린다라는 이야기를 많이 들었거든요.
It does seem that way.
사실이기도 하고요. 그때 당시에 코로나로 여러 가지 것들을 할 수 없을 때 굉장히 모든 것을 잃어버렸다라고 생각을 했을 때 썼던 곡이기 때문에 나 자신한테 되게 해주고 싶었던
the message he wanted to tell himself. He thought he lost everything, so he told himself a message, and I feel like that message is, along with lots of things, one big takeaway is that, like, even though I feel like I've lost everything, I still do have myself. And, like, let's remember how important love is. I still have love. What I like about this is it feels very lo-fi. You know, like, it's got one of those really calm and easy, like, waves and breeze is a nice I feel like explanation for what this song kind of sounds like and makes me feel like. And IU is a big part of that, and SUGA's vocals are a big part of that. And even when he's rapping, it's this nice easy flow, and the whole song is just very lo-fi. And I love lo-fi. Like, most of my intros have lo-fi music playing behind the openings, because I just really enjoy I got play some lo-fi music when I'm studying or doing whatever it might be. And it gives me that vibe, so I like that a lot about it. And SUGA continues to sing on this album, and sing really well. Go on to the next track, which is Polar Night, track 7.
수많은 진실들과 수많은 거짓들 사이 우리는 제대로 세상을 바라보는가 진실을 거짓을 타이 선동과 본질의 사이 내 이득은 무엇인가 개 같은 세상에 개처럼 살 순 없기에 눈을 뜬 채로 현실을 봐 정의의 반대는 또 다른 종이 알잖아 세상엔 없거든 소리 팩트는 관심 없고 내 편이 아니면 죽여버리는 게 지금의 정의 좌우 흑과 백자 여친 연극 끝에 관객은 서로를 물어뜯으면서 피를 보내 통성이 없는 전쟁 물질 만능의 병폐 내 편이 아니면 다 적이 되어버리는 극단적 선택 정치적 올바람도 없는
Okay. Here we go. This is just him just going nuts, huh? This is just him just absolutely delivering line after line after line after line after line. It's one of those, right? It's one of those. All right. Because we're getting a little political here too. Without being political, without being political. He's really good at that. He's really good at getting political in his rapping without like making it something that feels entirely political. Audience tears each other apart and sees blood. That's self-explanatory. All we do is rip each other up. A war without guns, a materialistic person's evil. A war without guns. I mean, it's this war and you know, it could just be like the way that we come at each other is a war. It's not with guns. It's not necessarily. It's just the way we treat each other. A materialistic person's evil. The ultimate decision. This line perfectly captures the last line, because the ultimate decision that if you're not on my side, you're an enemy, and that gets a little bit more political, where you look at these different sides that just look at each other as the enemy and nothing less. Like, they don't look at each other as human beings. You know, there's no like thinking about like, oh, that person has a family, oh, that person experiences hurt and pain and love and joy and anguish. Like, no, they're just my enemy. That's it, because they're on the other side.
다적이 되어버리는 극단적 선택 정치적 올바람도 없는 입맛대로 귀찮은 문제니까 문체로 선택적 위선과 불편한 태도 오직 내 기분에 맞춰.
Okay. Selective hypocrisy and uncomfortable attitude, analyzing just based on how I feel. I mean, that's that not coming politically correct line that I think he says previously is exactly what he's describing here.
Says
it again. This reminds me too of what he was saying in earlier tracks. So he's just about like what the media feeds you and what the not even this is so song like this is so much bigger than media though. It's just the world, like what's fed to you. What's fed to you. There's truths, there's lies, like what is real though?
Yeah,
if you're not speaking up on social injustice issues, people are pointing at you like, hey, what's up? While everyone else is yelling with blood-stained tongues. He said blood-stained tongues? Blood-stained, quiet people calling you a bystander, how dare they? Well, we know that SUGA is not a bystander. We know that this is somebody that, I mean, these guys were at the White House. They're at the fucking White House talking about important issues. I mean, if that's not being a bystander, I don't know what is. How dare you try to explain yourself? Oh, people talking shit about like you speaking up now, saying that you're like doing it for what you're doing, you're misinformed, like what kind of like what, just people forming their own opinion on the fact that you are even speaking up, which is kind of odd, man. Just like if someone was passionate about something, let them cook, you know, let them get what's on their mind off their mind. I don't know what yellow journalism is. Politics fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. And this is the song I feel like from somebody who's really just not only is really mature, right? This is somebody that's turned 30 recently, has lived a decent amount of time on this earth and seen enough things where they can express themselves in this kind of song. But also just has a lot to say about like the current way about like just the world, and has a lot to say to people that have a lot to say about him having a lot to say as well at the same time, and also hates all of it at the same time. There's a lot in here, and a lot of it is pretty political, but at the same time it's non-political because a lot of it's feelings based, and I think that's important to point out as well. And I certainly personally relate to a lot of what he's saying in here. You know, feeling like that whole it is all dirty, because you can, you know, you have an opinion. Like, I also feel the same way he said here about we're just ripping each other apart, and if you're on the other side, you're an enemy. Like, and I hate that. I fucking hate that, and I love how he describes that in the song. So ultimately, it's just like, it's just all dirty, all of it, and it's just the shitty reality of it. What a way to describe. And I love the way he approaches the song too, from his tone and musically. It is more. He's not like being more aggressive lyrically and vocally. Is less aggression than what we hear on some other tracks from him, because this song doesn't really require that kind of aggression. You don't want to take away from the point, and that's not how you. It's not an aggressive feel. It is all dirty. Like, that feeling is kind of a sadness. Okay, let's go on to, I really like that track, by the way. Let's go on to an interlude. Interlude Dawn. Oh. I like that. This is beautiful. Oh, is it just music? That's a really gorgeous interlude to give to us towards the end of the album. I feel like what that does, if you take how instruments and instrumental pieces capture emotion, I feel like that piece for almost 2 minutes captures the emotion of the arc of the album so perfectly up to this point, because that's a very emotional piece there, and I feel like this isn't a really emotional album. So I feel like that's just perfect, man. I wonder where we're going to go following that, because I feel like that really hits the climactic point of the emotions of this album. So I feel like maybe we'll go into just a different direction now, like less emotional, because it's been pretty emotional in a really great way. I mean, so were the last couple albums, especially the last one. But I feel like he's just outdone himself on this one. All right, let's go on to those next tracks. This next one is Snooze, featuring Ryuichi Sakamoto and Woo Sung of The Rose. Track 9.
나를 보며 꿈을 꾸고 있는 당신의 등 뒤엔 항상 내가 있으니 너무 걱정은 마라. 추락이 두렵다면 기꺼이 받아줄게. 그러니 나처럼 괴로워하지 마라. 꿈을 위해서 쭉 잠을 자는 그대 쉬어도 돼. 오늘만큼은 꿈조차도 꾸지 마라. 당신이 말없이 옅은 미소를 내게 띄워줄 때 그제서야 비로소 마음이 조금 놓여. 많이 힘들 수도 있어. 내가 걸어왔던 이 길이 꽃길 같아 보였겠지만 사방이 저기 가시밭길이었단 걸 알고 시작하게 꽃을 뿌려주는 일을 절대 너는 잊지 마.
Don't forget the people who laid down the flowers for you. That just reminds me of the brother skit where he's mentioning just the important people that believed in him in the beginning. Those were the ones that laid down the flowers for him. When you're happy, don't forget the people who cry because they get through the day because of your smile. That's a shout out to Army. That's a shout out to Army. I love that. This concert is gonna be on a different level. Take a rest. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, it's okay. That's right. SUGA is I think, and I say this with the complete love for all of the boys. You guys know I have so much love for every single one of them. I think that he is, and this is me too. I'm speaking personally. We're all very different people in this world. SUGA is the most relatable person, I think. And again, I'm speaking for me. I find him so relatable, and he just continues to be more and more relatable with every song that he drops, and that's part of him maturing and sharing more with us. This song is the perfect encompassing of that relatability, because he is just taking a load off of our shoulders with his words. It's okay to take a rest if you're overwhelmed. Cry out loud when you hate the world. Like, it's okay. Normalize it. When the welcoming hands turn to finger pointing and all that, when things just get real dark and bad for you, take that deep breath and cry out, fuck this shit. It's okay. And if you want to scream it even louder than I just did, do it. Do it.
시발 죽겠네 외출도 돼 너 또한 누구와 다르지 않은 사람에게 이 괴롭고 외로운 길을 넌 왜 선택했을까 그 이유를 시간이 지나도 절대 잊지 마 당신들의 꿈들이 꿈들로만 남지 않게 언제 어디서든 나
I'll be rooting for you. Suga's rooting for you. Don't forget that.
나를 보며 꿈을 꾸고 있는 당신의 등 뒤에 항상 내가 있으니 너무 걱정을 말아 추락이 두렵다면 기꺼이 받아줄게 그러니 나처럼 괴로워하지 마라 꿈을 위해서 쭉 잠을 자는 그대 쉬어도 돼 오늘만큼은 꿈조차도 꾸지 마라 당신이 말없이 옅은 미소를 내게 띄워줄 때 그제서야 비로소 마음이 조금 놓여 이곳은 정성 없는 전쟁터야 같은 동료들이 적야 숫자가 보여주는 잔인하고도 이쁜 선악 남을 죽이지 못하면 내가 그제서야 비로소 마음이 조금 놓여 이곳은 정성
It's a battlefield without gunshot sound. That's kind of the second time, at least. It might have been a third time too, that he's referenced sort of a war without guns, battlefield without gunshot sound. And this album's called D-Day, and again, the actual meaning of that is like battle day. You know, is when like a military type word for battle time. And I feel like he's doing his brain definitely works that way, where he would connect lines and songs to the title of his album. And if that is what he's actually doing, and I kind of feel like maybe he probably is, then it's just more genius points onto the genius mantle that is SUGA Agust D, the effing genius.
전쟁터야 같은 동료들이 적야 숫자가 보여주는 잔인하고도 이쁜 선악 남을 죽이지 못하면 내가 죽어야 돼 이 바닥은 링이 아닌데 왜 누굴 죽여야 해 단순히 좋아했던 일이 조금은 싫어질 때 바람들이 바람에 사무쳐 휩쓸려갈 때 괜찮아 지나보면 모든 것이 추억이고 수업이 돼 잊지 마라 세상은 네 내심이 그리 길진 않아 남의 논란에 절대 웃지 마 그것처럼 그 순간이 올지 모르니 너의 성공은 목소리
Man, be empathetic.
자족새가 될 거고
Shout out to Zayn.
그냥 크게 웃어줘 세상이 떠나가든 그냥 버텨줘 당신이 어디 있든 당신들의 꿈들이 꿈들로만 남지 않게 언제 어디서든 나 당신들을 응원할게
16 times. This is gonna be the new comforts. This is the comfort song. This is just comfort. This whole song is comfort. Yeah. That's intentional. It's intentional. I'm gonna take this 16 time it's gonna be alright part and just clip that part and make it my alarm clock in the morning. So when I wake up and I'm feeling really fucking depressed, I just hear SUGA telling me over and 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 over again, it's gonna be alright, it's gonna be alright, it's gonna be alright, nice and softly like he is, really reassuring like he's doing. But he lives to see that smile, huh?
그러니 나처럼 괴로워하지 마라 꿈을 위해서 쪽잠을 자는 그대 쉬어도 돼 오늘만큼은 꿈조차도 꾸지 마라 당신이 말없이 옅은 미소를 내게 띄워줄 때 그제서야 비로소 마음이 조금 놓여 Dream.
Just a comfort song for all of us, every single one of us. I'm really gonna take a clip. I'm sure I'm not gonna be the only one that clips that one part where he's saying where he's telling us it's gonna be okay. I'm not gonna be the only one, I know. So I probably don't have to do it. Someone's gonna post it somewhere, but I'm still gonna do it. Let's close the album out, move on from this comfort song, and the last track on the album, guys, sadly, on this masterpiece of an album. Life Goes On, track 10.
이 음악을 빌려 너에게 나 전할게 사람들은 말해 세상이 다 변했대 다행히도 우리 사이
So this is a playoff of Life Goes On.
아직 곁에 안 변했네 시간은 흘러가고 누군가는
Yeah.
잊혀가겠지
Yeah.
그저 하고픈 대로
Wow, this is a blessing. This is like a gift. This song is just a gift. He said, here you go. I'm gonna wrap it up real nice with a bow on it, and this is my gift to all of you. Waiting for like, my reflexes keep waiting for like Jimin to slide in on it. He sounds amazing.
지나간 자리 무수히 많은 상처와 영광까지 지나보니 추억의 한순간 매 순간을 마지막처럼 달려왔지만 난 아직도 겁이 나.
You know, I mentioned his style changing so much from the first mixtape to the second. This third mixtape has been another complete style shift. He's gone in a completely different direction, and I feel like this is him. I feel like this sound is so much him, and each track is so different from the next. He's not just singing like he is on any of these songs on the album. He's singing quite a bit on some other songs, yeah, but the way he's singing on this song is different. It's full voiced singing, and it's the whole track. I love this. It's my favorite part right there. He spoke previously about time. He spoke about forever being a sandcastle that gets washed away by a soft wave. That line has the same ideal behind it. Time is like a wave; it'll be washed away like the tide. It's a completely same type of feeling line, and I feel like that's been an emphasis for him across a lot of this album as well. He wants you to live in the now so much. And part of that is loving yourself. Part of that is just going for your dreams and accomplishing those, because he supports you and he's rooting for you as hard as he can.
Life goes on, life goes on, life goes on, life goes on, yeah.
I really like that as a close to this album, which is an absolute masterpiece. Again, I'm going to throw out there. You get 10 tracks that are, and I'm including that interlude because that interlude is really important. It is an incredibly important part of this album. And I feel like I feel like it's going to be one of those tracks too that as time passes, the interlude is just going to grow more and more with its importance and with the level of love people have for it. It just gives me that. I have a feeling about it. I think Snooze too is going to be another one too that after more time and time passes is going to be a fan favorite. But I mean, some of the tracks on here like Amygdala, obviously track 2, I think it might be the best song of the entire year. HAEGEUM, however that was pronounced. I kind of don't remember how exactly he was saying it. I think that's the best song this year. I'm rapidly thinking of other songs that I think are in competition, and I think this has the leg up on all of them. What he was able to do on that song is incredible. What he's been able to do on this album is incredible, man. I mean, again, giving you something different to offer across 10 tracks, advancing his sound following the previous 2 albums. The maturity on this album is very present. You can tell this is somebody who's not making their first project. That's very obvious. I feel like there's so much maturity on here. His vocals, man, he's singing all over this album. He sounds amazing all over the place, and he's singing like in different ways, I feel like, too, across different songs. I am just a little overwhelmed at how good this was. I'm incredibly grateful that I've gotten to know this artist. And thanks to all of you. I'm incredibly grateful for all of you. But I'm just so happy that this artist is so comfortable and so comfortable with who they are, where they can make this kind of album, because we know how vulnerable they've been in songs past, and to get to this point just shows so much growth as a human being for this person. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to his concert next week. A week from now, I will be at his concert. Less than a week from now, I'll be at his concert. I've seen a couple of you guys already saying that you might be at that you're going to that date. If you see me, say hello. And if you don't see me, have the time of your lives. I can't wait to hear these songs live. I'm already playing them in my head, imagining them live, and I'm already having the greatest time of my life in my head. I gotta go because I have to watch the music video for HAEGEUM on a huge big screen TV and really absorb it that way. And then I have to re-listen to this whole album in my car and just probably cry the whole time. So thanks for hanging out with me, guys.